Hey, hello, I'm Kråkan, also known as Chorus Cornix, so welcome to Yacc, yet another Crowcast where I pick a game I played for a week and then I'll talk about it. This week's game is Perfect Dark for the Nintendo 64. It was released in 2000. It's a science fiction first-person shooter, developed by Rare and also published by them, and also be some spoilers up ahead, just so you know, but first a little backstory. So this game, me and my brother had growing up, and we played countless hours against each other and friends, and I have some really good memories of this game, actually. So yeah, let's get into the game. So the plot of this game goes something like this. It's the year 2023, and there's an interstellar war between the alien races of the Martians and the Skedar. And on the Martian side is the Carrington Institute, and on the bad guys' team are the dataDyne Corporation, with an agreement with the Skedar to get unlimited alien technology to become the biggest company on Earth. And that's an interesting plot. Joanna Dark is an agent working for the Carrington Institute, and she is set on missions throughout the game. So at startup you get some company logos, and then you get the Perfect Dark logo and prompted to press the start button. And then the main character appears, and you see from her point of view, typing on a laptop, zooming in on a screen where you're prompted to create a new agent or continue on a previously made file. So the menu that you're about to select from is actually huge. You can pick Carrington's Institute, which is just walking around the premise, going to the target range, or just bother the employees of this company. You can pick solo missions, which is the main meat of this game. You can pick combat simulator with challenges against other simulated players, preset games and quick starts and stuff like that. You can also pick, if you have another control plugged in or have a friend on the couch, play co-op mode. Or you can do the counter operative, which is you or the other player playing against you as an enemy of the game. And there are a lot of options in this game. You have sheets, you have control settings display, and it's a bit too much actually. So the first mission of the game is dataDyne Central. So you can either pick between Agent, Special and Perfect Agent. And the mission is just simply to gain access to the lab. So a cutscene plays with your hovercraft flying vehicle flying through the city and landing on or dropping you off at a helipad atop a roof. And the starting weapon is a Falcon 2 silenced, and you have your bare fist. You can just punch people. And every weapon has two functionalities by holding in the B button. So if, for example, you're unarmed, you can either throw punches or disarm people by having a special function selected. So the most common weapon that enemies will drop on death is the Compicio, which is a mini machine gun. Deal with the guards going down an elevator deep into the facility, where you will get a cutscene once the mission is over, and you will know how many kills you got, how accurate you were, how many headshot, body shots, and so on. I also unlocked the classic sight just by beating the level, I guess. So the second mission of the game is dataDyne Investigations. You need to take a photo of a radioactive isotope with a cam spy, which is this hovering, flying drone thing, and you also need to locate Dr. Carroll. But it turns out that Dr. Carroll is actually a flying laptop AI thingy, which is kind of funny. And you can also pick up a shield in this level, or multiple, I think. It acts as a body armor. There are a couple of guns here that are new as well, the Dragon Assault Rifle and the K7 Avenger, which looks like a silvery AK. So the third mission of the game is dataDyne Extraction, so you need to access the foyer elevator and defeat Cassandra's bodyguards and escape to the helipad in one piece. The mission starts out in pitch black darkness, so you need night vision goggles, and lucky for you, you have a pair of those. So you take out Cassandra's bodyguards, and they all have shotguns, by the way, so they're very dangerous. Confront Cassandra on the top of the helipad and escape. And you get your first look on Mr. Blonde, which is this Skedar alien. And a funny thing about Skedar, at least in Swedish and how you say it, it's skedar, and skedar means spoons, or spoon, so I think that's hilarious. So the next mission is Carrington's Villa. So you need to save the negotiator, you need to activate some wind generators, and you need to rescue Daniel Carrington himself, your boss. So in the beginning of the level, there is some shooting going on with some sniper action. You need to take out all the snipers to make your mission a lot easier. And this villa that you're supposed to find Daniel in is actually huge. You can also pick up the devastating grenade launcher, and it's hidden inside of a crate. You can also find a shield in the bathroom. I don't know why you would put a shield in the bathroom, but a man, he needs protection, I guess. So next up is Chicago. So you need to retrieve your equipment, you need to create a diversion with a vehicle, and you need to gain access to the G5 building itself, where the bad guys are at. You can also disarm enemies by shooting at their guns or using the second ability of your hand-to-hand combat. And a funny thing that can happen with the guards if they are unlucky is that their guns will jam, and it's hilarious. So the map Chicago is actually like Blade Runner. You know, it has that vibe. It rains and the music is moody, and it sets the tone perfectly. So in this mission, you actually need to reprogram a taxi in order for it to crash into a drone. And then you need some proximity mines, put them on a door, and you go into the G5 building. And in this building, there are a couple of things that are... There are some enemies with stealth camouflage. You need to take care of them in order to progress. You get key cards, you get deeper into the facility, and you need to spy in on a conversation between Cassandra, Trent Easton, and Mr. Blonde. And Mr. Blonde is a terrible name, by the way. And once you've done that, you need to go into a safe, and in this safe, you need to get a disc for Dr. Carroll. And a funny little Easter egg about this safe is, inside of it is a BAFTA trophy, which is a trophy that you can get for making good games. So what I talked about so far is about 33% of the game, but it gets even wilder from there. You go to Area 51 and you rescue Carrington's friend, which is an alien called Elvis. It's all over the place, you know, the plot of this game. And after you beat the game, you get special assignments. You can play as Mr. Blonde in Mr. Blonde's Revenge, where he takes on Cassandra because, well, things didn't go that well, did it? Then you have the Mayan SOS, when you play as an alien trying to send an SOS. And the duel. And the duel is kind of funny because it's like a real duel. You go against other players of the game, you know, and win the duel. Yeah, that's it. So this game has a lot of unlockables. You can beat challenges to unlock sheets, multiplayer maps, customize your sims, and getting guns. There's a lot of things in this game to do. So, gameplay. Joanna Dark is dragged into an alien conflict between two interstellar races. Control, the left stick is movement, the A button switches guns, the B button reloads and interacts, the C button fires, LNR is aim, and the C buttons do a couple of things, look up, look down, strafe, left or right, and the start button pauses. Graphics. So this game has some weird motion blur going on, and it can be disorienting at first. Some of the textures actually are a bit washed out, and some areas of the game are pretty dark. Keep in mind though that I'm playing this on original hardware. I'm not emulating or anything like that. I'm using a janky setup with SCART and a HDMI upscaler. So it's not, like 4K. It's what it gets the job done, Sound and music. Grant Kirkhope, Graham Norgate, and David Slynick made the soundtrack for this game. And it's actually really good. It has this weird alien undertone that foreshadows what's about to happen. I like the dataDyne Central, the Defection, the Training Stage, and Chicago and the end credits. All good tracks. Easter egg seekers and glitches. So in Carrington's Institute, you can go down to the gun range, and in the gun range you have these display cases showing off some of the classic guns from GoldenEye 007. So an interesting thing about the Japanese port of this game is that there is no blood, and once an enemy died, he just fades away. And Joanna's textures actually looks a bit different as well, at least her facial textures. There's also a paintball mode that you can toggle on in the options, where all the bullet holes turn into color splashes and the blood turns into paint. So I went down a rabbit hole this week and I checked out a YouTube video about the Chicago Ghost. So in the level Chicago, there's this club beneath the city where it has to do with memory, I guess. So it spawns in an enemy that kills all the players and the enemies in the area. It's kind of interesting. It's one of those things. It's like an urban legend or something, or creepypasta, but I don't know. I find it enjoyable, at least, to watch. So in conclusion, I wrote, yes, you have to try this if you have a Nintendo 64. So this is probably the best FPS on the Nintendo 64, hands down. The graphic looks good for 2000s, but I don't think they hold up today. So the music sets the tone, as music is supposed to do. And for me, this is mostly about nostalgia and nothing else. So I don't think I can recommend this game, but it's one of those games that I grew up with. And it's nostalgic, as I said. So I don't know. If you have a chance to check it out, do so. Anyway, thank you for listening and or watching, and take care.